Well, hello everyone. It's Karen McDermott-Rolfe, independent advisor with Creative Memories, and I am back with my monthly technique, layout, and challenge. Today I'm going to share a scrapbooking technique with you and then challenge all of you to use the technique to create your own layout. Take a photo of your layout and share it with me on Facebook in my private group, Karen's Croppers, for an entry into my November door prize drawing. When you're in Karen's Croppers, you're going to go to the album section and you're going to look for the album titled Technique Tuesday number 64. And that is the album where you'll add your photo. And then while you're there in the album section, you'll see that I have 64 different technique albums full of 64 different scrapbooking techniques for you. So there's some great videos that accompany those techniques and some great ideas for you. And you can also see photos of my layouts on my blog at karencrops.com. And thank you so much for all of your purchases through my Creative Memories website link at creativememories.com/user /Karen, and it's Karen with a Y. And you're going to want to check out the Creative Memories website right now. You guys, yesterday on Monday, November 11th, Creative Memories launched its annual Black Friday promotion. And it's a really great promotion. We have 3 exclusive promo bundles that you can select from and get for free with a purchase of $150. You'll have your choice of one of the 3 bundles. If you place a larger order for $300, you can choose 2 of the bundles, or even a larger order for $450 and you can get all 3 of the bundles. The bundles are really cute. They're exclusive items that we're not going to be able to purchase otherwise. They're all, right now, I think they're equally popular as I'm looking at the bundles that my customers have been selecting. But a little bit, edging out the others is the Enchanted Snow Globe bundle. So this is a winter collection that has papers, stickers, embellishments. It has a bag that's going to come with it, and then also the exclusive snow globe border punch. So it's a really cute border punch that punches some little snow globes, and it's in shades of brown and blue and really pretty. The second most popular bundle, and just by like a hair, it's been really close, is the Cookie Exchange. And this is a really fun bundle full of baking icons. So we have some cute papers, stickers, embellishments, again with the baking motifs. And then we have a baking fun border punch, and that border punch punches a border of little baking tools like spoons and whisk and a bowl. So that's really a cute punch, and also includes a bag also. And then our third bundle, excuse me, it's kind of in third place, but not by very far. It's been really popular also, especially for all of you who live on the coastal areas of the United States and elsewhere, and those of you who vacation in coastal areas for the holidays. And it is Christmas on the Coast. So it features some fun little icons of Santa on the beach, some so beachy Christmas papers, again, stickers, embellishments, a bag, and you're going to get a palm tree punch. It punches a double palm tree, so it's going to be a standalone punch that punches 2 palm tree shapes. So we got 3 great bundles to select from. The promo is scheduled to run for about 10 days or so, but we always recommend that everyone place your order as soon as you're able to, because often what we'll see is the promo bundles will run out before the end of the promotion period. Okay, so we don't know what the quantities are, we don't know what the orders have been, but they often sell out quickly, sometimes within even just a matter of 2 or 3 days. Okay, so we're already into the second day, so you're going to want to check that out there at the Creative Memories website. And then again, I so appreciate your purchases there using my website link. And with the $150 purchase, you're also going to earn my 4th quarter customer rewards gift from me. Alrighty, so I hope you check out that promotion. So let's take a look at the layout and the technique that I'm going to share with you today. For November, I wanted to do a Thanksgiving layout. So I had Thanksgiving on my mind. And this Thanksgiving, my husband, myself, my family, we're going to be extra grateful. And the heart motif is really significant to us right now. And so I had that on my mind as I was creating a layout and wanted to do something with hearts for Thanksgiving and something that it shows gratitude and thankfulness. So I came up with these woven hearts, and actually it's what is that pattern, a quilt pattern? It's the log cabin quilt pattern. And so I've got all the measurements for you. I'm going to show you how to create that cute pattern. Kind of to the hearts, since they're kind of angular, it just does give a look of a big chevron shape to across the center. But I have to admit, I like hearts. I like the heart motif. To me, it just represents, again, why I'm scrapbooking, the family memories that I'm preserving in our albums. It's all about heart, for me, and saving our memories and the things that are most important to me. So I really love heart motif, and I do use it quite a bit in my scrapbooking. So I'm going to show you here how to make these hearts. Now, I used our Autumn Cottage collection to do this. Now, I know that this Autumn Cottage paper is sold out. I haven't checked about the other items, but I just did use a little bit of it to create this hollow frame. And then I used our bright white cardstock as a background. And then I used some of the blue mottled paper here that's in the paper pack. But all of these pieces here for my hearts, I cut from strips from the variety mats. So I'm not sure about the quantities of the variety mats right now, but that is where I got these cute little plaids, and they're in a smaller scale, so it worked really well for these smaller hearts. And then I used some of the stickers, another variety mat, and some more stickers. So right now I'm going to duplicate this layout for you using our Christmas collection. So let me sit down and get my stuff gathered. The Christmas collection this year is called Christmas Charm, and I do believe that the paper has sold out right now during the Black Friday promo because we're getting so many orders right now for Black Friday. But the company has more on order, and I'm not sure if we have an exact ship date yet, but they've got a rush on that because we know, we're heading into the holiday season and Christmas, and they want to get that Christmas paper back in stock for us. And they do use a local vendor for our papers, so there's a local vendor in Minnesota, so they should be able to turn around that paper fairly quickly for us. So before we get going, I wanted to talk about the variety mats. Because again, I'm going to use the variety mats for my small strips to make my hearts. And, the variety mats are something I usually, will end up with quite a few of these left over after I've used up a collection. And I just kind of wanted to show you the pack here of the Christmas Charm variety mats. And it's typical of all of the packs of variety mats that we have for our collection. And the pieces that I find most useful for myself are these pieces here that have the smaller journaling box. To me, that's kind of, that's really usable. So, and then this one has a bigger journaling space on the back. So this is a mat that I want to kind of keep because I'm going to envision using it for journaling. Same with this little cute one with the stockings, okay? So kind of when I'm going through the mats to find out which ones I want to use here for my heart, I'm keeping these mats that I envision I'm going to use like that and cut apart. Also, the mats then that I use a lot are the ones that'll have a big title on them, because lots of times I like to have a big chunky title on my layouts, and typically our stickers and embellishments, they're not that big. So I really like to use the titles on the variety mats for my layouts, and these are really great. They're double-sided, so they're going to give you lots of options here. Family's the greatest gift of all. Isn't that the truth? So I'll definitely be using that as a title. Also, these are really great for card making. If you end up with some variety mats left over, just purchase one of our Creative Memories blank card kits. The blank card kits are super great. It's a high quality cardstock and envelope, blank pure white ready for you to make your cards. So you can just, adhere one of these variety mats with a nice title on it, and you've got a beautiful card ready to go, okay? So that's just kind of a look at those. But the mats that I pulled out to use, the mats like this, I don't use them so often to mat my photos with. It seems like, typically, lots of times I want my my photo mats to match, and sometimes I don't always have enough of the same pattern of the mats to use them as an actual photo mat. So these also had some of the color tones and the small patterns that I was looking for. So I've already cut some pieces off of the mat. You can see I've cut off the sides of these using this red chevron pattern. The same with the gold stars, the little fur leaves there, the green plaid, and the red dot. So I've been cutting into strips. So to get started, we're going to need squares that are 3 3/4 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so it's shorter than 4 inches. It's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to use this little star patterned paper with the white background. Now, if you recall here from my autumn layout, I used the wood tone paper for my backgrounds. Okay, and I have this little sheet here for us showing all the measurements of the strips that we're going to need. But to start out, what we're going to do is we're going to cut some narrow strips from these mats to start with, okay? And we want these strips to be 3/8 of an inch in width. So 3/8 of an inch, if you're looking at our trimmer, it's the very first black line to the right of the cutting mat. So the gray cutting mat is right here, and that first line is 3/8 of an inch. So we're gonna put our mat right on there. We're gonna make sure it's flush at the top, and it's gonna be right there on that line. And we want the mat straight. It does not line up with this embossed line right here that has no black on it. It's a little bit large, a little bit wider than that. Okay. And you're going to want these strips to be as precise as you can get them, because that's going to help with our pattern. So, when you're looking at this little black line, if you have it just a hair behind the line, a hair past the line, your strips are going to end up a little, a hair wider. And then the pattern of the pieces won't go together as well. So just kind of take care when you're cutting those strips. Now this one, I've already cut off the long sizes, so I'm going to turn it on its side here and cut from the side, and it's just barely wide enough there. Let's see if this other side is a little wider. I think it might be. It is. So you really didn't get that dark green, part of the oval there. So that's good. I think I'll like this piece better. And then the same here with the gold pattern paper. I'm going to have to use the sides. So again, at 3/8 of an inch. And now the red one also at 3/8 of an inch. Okay. And I'm going to post a photo of this on my blog at karencrops.com so you can have all the measurements. But let me hold it up real quick for you to see. I will say the measurements as I cut them, but I'll go through it fairly quickly. So probably, if you want to take a screenshot right now of this, or just go and refer to my blog, you can get all of the measurements, okay? So I had already decided on a pattern, and I've already assembled 2 of my squares to get a head start. So what I did when I selected my patterns, and then I put them kind of in the order that I wanted them to appear. So I kind of, I spaced out the red pieces, I spaced out the green pieces in the patterns and the color tones to get a pattern that I liked, okay? So decide on that, because you'll need to know, the lengths to cut each strip, okay? So we're going to start on the left side here of the heart. We'll start at the bottom with this larger piece out of the red dot paper. Okay, and we need that piece to be 3 inches in length. So let me cut that at 3. And I'm going to set it right here so I know that goes on the left side. Now we're going to do the gold strip, and it's going to be 2 7/8. 2 7/8. And next we'll do the green plaid, and that is 2.5 inches. So that's 2.5. And next is the red chevron pattern, and that's going to be 2 1/8. 2 1/8. And then next will be the evergreen pattern, and that's going to be 1 3/4. So 1 3/4. And again, try to be as precise as possible when cutting these so all the strips will fit together. I do have some leftover pieces from when I assembled my two previous squares, so I will be referring to them now too. So now we're going to work on the right side of the heart. We're going to get this evergreen paper, and I'm going to need a longer piece that's 2 3/4. Okay, 2 3/4. And then the red chevron piece is next, and that's going to be 2 1/2. Okay, it doesn't look like I have a piece long enough, so I'm going to cut off another strip here, and let's hope it's wide enough. Yeah, just barely. So it's going to be, let's take a look again, 2.5 inches. Two and a half. The next one is the green plaid, and that's going to be 2 1/8. So 2 1/8. The next piece will be the gold piece, and it looks like I need another piece of that to cut off. And that gold one is going to be 1 3/4. That's 1 3/4. And then the final small little piece there at the top, it's the red dot, and it's going to be 1 3/8. 1 2 3/8 is right there. Okay, so we have all of our little strips cut. And we're going to use our repositional tape to place them. So I'm going to just move these to the side. I'm going to move the left pieces to the left side and the right pieces to the right side. Okay. And I'm going to show you here, let me come down a little bit, make it easier for you. There we go. I'm going to use the zero centering ruler. This is a ruler that's available on our website, and it has a 0 in the center, so it's really good to help you when you need to center items. Now, since this is a 3 3/4 inch square, off the top of my head, I'm not sure what the center mark of that is, right? But I do know it's really a 1 7/8, okay? But I want to find that center mark at 1 7/8. And how I determine that, I use the zero centering ruler, and I put that 0, more or less in the center there of my square. And now I'm looking at the sides here, and I'm centering it up. So it looks like each corner of my square hits a 7/8 of a measure. Okay, so that's even there. So then right here, I know that's the center mark. My ruler slipped on me a little bit. So I'm going to make a little mark right here at the bottom at that center mark at the 0. So that's how you would use your zero centering ruler. But like I said before, that measurement is actually 1 7/8. Okay. So we're going to start now with the left side with this longest piece first, this 3-inch piece. And I'm going to put my repositional tape all along it. Make sure you get tape at the, both ends of it really good, because we want it to stick good. And we're going to put this bottom corner here of the strip on that little line that we drew, right there at the center line. And now to get the angle correct, we're going to place this other corner here on the edge of the square. So let me bring that up and you can see it. So I have this corner here at the center mark, and then this top right corner at the edge of the paper. So that determines our angle. So that's really important to get this piece on correctly. So now we're going to alternate what sides we work from. So now we're going to do the first piece here on the bottom for the right side, and it's this evergreen piece that's 2 3/4. And I'm just going to line it up flush here with the previous piece. And you're seeing that those are overhanging. That's okay, we'll trim those off later. Now we're going to come back to the left side. The gold piece is our next largest piece. And I'm going to just fit it right there in that space that we have for it. And that's starting to create this log cabin type of quilt pattern. So you see that? Okay, so that's how you're going to line them up. Now we're going to go back to the right side. We're going to use the red chevrons. And that's going to go right inside there, following the edge. Okay. So this is why you want to cut your strips as precisely as possible, both in width and length, so it all kind of fits in together pretty good. You might want to have your microtip scissors on hand, as you might have to do, you know, just like take off a hairline of some of the strips to make them fit a little better. These really, you know, we're hoping that it's all going to line up here. So like this piece here, I can tell it's like a hair, and so that's just, I'm going to just take off the smallest amount, really. And it really wouldn't have been too bad to just leave it because it was so close. Yeah. I wanted it, you know, I need to butt it right up to that white piece. And then this previous strip too, it was just a little hair longer than the gold piece. Okay, I might come in and do that trimming later. Now I'm going to go back to the left, put in my next piece, and the top of it is pretty flush right there with the green plaid, so that's good. Looks like I have a little bit of that white background paper was showing through, so I wanted to just scooch it in a little tighter. I think there's a little white edge of the strip is showing for me right there. Or could be too that the red strip right there is not quite straight and it's not meeting up exactly perfect, but I think it's close enough to perfect. There we go, that piece fit in nicely. And then we'll do our next one here. And our red one. Our red one's just overhanging a smidge. And that's okay. I think we're just gonna go with that. And then, you know, I'm looking right here and I'm seeing that, you know, I could cut off a little hair of these so it lines up better with the gold piece. And I'm trying to be careful and cut straight. And it was just like a tiniest bit that I took off. And I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to cut off these overhanging portions. There we go. So we've assembled our kind of interlocking woven hearts. And again, I really like the symbolism of that when I think of my husband and I and how we are intertwined. So now I'm going to take my black dual tip pen and I'm going to add some faux stitching that's going to mimic kind of quilt stitching. And I'm going to go along the long bottom edges of the strips. Now when you get to this green plaid one, don't go all the way here to the left because that's the strip on the left side. You want to start here with the strip on the right side. I'm just going along the bottom lines there. And then I'm going to come over and I'll do the bottoms of these strips on the side. And I'm going to add some faux stitching around the perimeter here of my square piece. Again, to mimic the look of, you know, stitching on a quilt. On my autumn cottage layout, I used the brown dual tip pen instead of the black. Thought the black is going to show up better here on these Christmas colors. Thought that was a better choice. There we go. So now I've already pre-cut a strip here that is 12 inches by 4 inches. Okay, so remember our squares here are 3 3/4. And I'm just going to center those on my strip and adhere them down. So that looks pretty good, more or less, right? We have a little bit more space going horizontal than we do vertical. I really didn't want to make it any wider because I wanted to leave, you know, enough space for some that we can get a couple photographs on the layout. You can make this strip maybe 4 1/8 instead of 4 inches, maybe. That could it'd be a little bit more uniform. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my black dual tip pen and I'm going to add some more stitching just around the outside here of this green mat. It won't show up real well because the green is a dark color, but I think it'll show up enough that you're gonna, you know, it's gonna give the look of it. So I'm curious, how many of you guys have made a purchase right now for the Creative Memories Black Friday promo? This is a promo we wait for all year long because we get some exclusive bundles. You know, they're usually kind of thematic and something super cute that, you know, like I said, that we can't purchase otherwise. So I think that was really great, you know, having the coastal Christmas option. Because not every, you know, lots of people live in the warm climates that do not have a snowy traditional Christmas. Theirs is more of a beachy Christmas, so that's really great. I was really excited myself. My favorite, it was the cookie exchange Black Friday bundle because I've been doing some baking with my granddaughters and that's just going to be really cute. The snow globe, enchanted snow globe is really gorgeous too and really, really pretty. So, okay, I did the stitching And I've already prepared my background to save a little bit of time. I took a sheet of bright white cardstock and I cut a 1-inch hollow frame. And then I trimmed down the red plaid paper. I took a 1/2 inch off of both sides, so it's 11.5 by 11.5. And now I'm going to have this piece. And of course, you know, once you have this piece, you know, you can place it however you like, up at the top or the bottom. You could have made it going vertical the other way, so you can change it around. It'd be really easy to turn this into a double page layout too, by just extending it across the middle, or you know, by having 2 borders on either side, or maybe one on the top and one on the bottom. So as you share those with me in Karen's Croppers, I'm going to be interested to see all the different versions. And then obviously this is a layout design you can use with any collection, right? With any of your papers that you have. So I have some mats, you know, when I had the leftover bright white cardstock from the center when I cut my hollow frame. So I used that to cut my photo mats. So I have 2 mats here that are 4 inches by 4.5. And then I have 2 mats that are 3 inches by 3 inches. And then I cut down one of the lined variety mats to 3 inches by 3 inches. So I'll have a space to do a little journaling. So I'm gonna kind of get my spacing correct here before I do any adhering. I was thinking I might go like this. Okay, so I'm looking at the bottom mats first. I'm going to do those because I don't want to leave a lot of extra space. I want to have more space at the top, so for those bigger mats, I could have more photos showing on those larger photos. So I'm going to adhere down these 3x3 pieces first. And then my 3x3 little piece for journaling right there. Okay, so then that determines the placement of my big border, right? I know some of you are thinking, yikes, that's a lot of tape, Karen. I know. It was a little quicker. I was just kind of in the mood right there to get that. So now I'm trying to make sure it's straight. Now I'm not going to press that down yet because I do need to adhere these mats. So I'm going to tuck them since they're not, the center border piece is not pressed down yet. I can just slide these mats underneath them. So it's going to go underneath, and then I have to decide too what I'm going to do. I have some embellishments ready to go. This was a Christmas tree is an embellishment, and then the Christmas at home is a sticker that I layered together. I have some foam squares on them ready to stick down. So I thought this would go over here on this side, overlapping it just a tiny bit with the lined mat. Okay. And then I have this little piece, and I was trying to decide if I wanted it here or if I want it over to the side. I think I like it right there. So it's just going to overhang a little bit with my photo mat, and then it's going to overlap those hearts. And there we have, what a beautiful Christmas layout, huh? So we have our pretty little hearts. Looks real homey to me. We'll be enjoying a Christmas at home this year. So the quilt pattern, to me, it's just a really warm, gives you a lot of warmth, homey feeling. So I really like that. And the addition with the plaids brings that into a little pattern. And let's compare it to the autumn layout. So which one do you guys like best? both a little different. I included the bigger journaling piece here because, like I said, we're going to have some things to be super thankful for this year. I'm going to need a bigger space to journal. I probably will turn both of these into a double page layouts for myself when I use them in my albums. So go ahead, use the technique, share them with me in Karen's Croppers. You're going to look for Technique Tuesday Album 64. You're going to find that in the album section of Karen's Croppers, and that will get you an entry into my November door prize drawing. And then also make sure to check out the Creative Memories website to check out our Black Friday promo. All right, everybody, have a great month. Thanks for watching.